many Coloradans are basically just pretending to do their jobs every day? I'm not accusing anybody watching because you know who you are. But for real, I mean, first you got the CBI analyst accused of manipulating DNA results, then the state health department looking into drinking water quality tests that weren't real. Now oil and gas regulators are investigating manipulated environmental tests. Our Marshall Zellinger doesn't fake his job.
I am disappointed by the circumstances that necessitate today's special hearing.
A special meeting just before Thanksgiving made public something the director of the state's Oil and Gas Commission knew since July, that 350 oil and gas sites in the process of shutting down in Weld County apparently submitted manipulated soil and water data.
There are a couple of individuals that we are aware of who work for environmental consulting firms that have created false laboratory data and reports.
When an oil and gas site is done extracting oil and gas, the state requires certain reporting as those sites are plugged and reclaimed. That can include soil, groundwater, and surface water sampling. According to the state, Tasman Geosciences is the third party that did the sampling work for Occidental Petroleum sites. Eagle Environmental Consulting did the sampling work for Chevron and Civitas sites. And then the state found out some of that work may be manipulated. Well, the state found out in July.
I want to be clear that we want to be transparent and that we need to balance that transparency with unnecessarily alarming communication, as well as our need to continue this investigation.
When did you find out that these sites had manipulated data?
I was made aware of this Monday afternoon.
All of these sites under scrutiny are in Weld County, where Jason Maxey is director of the Oil and Gas Energy Department. Do you know where the 350 sites in Weld County are?
No, sir. That was one of the questions that I asked, and I still have not been told that answer.
Should you know?
Yes, I believe that Weld County should know where those locations are so that we can better respond to any questions from our residents. A little frustrating to not know where these locations are at, know what levels of contaminants there might have been falsified, things like that. So I would have hoped that there would have been a little bit more information sharing at this point.
These documents show the type of reporting the Oil and Gas Commission expects. Director Julie Murphy said the data manipulation was as simple as an incorrect date to chemical values that may be inaccurate.
To date, we have put into place additional safeguards to prevent falsified data from being submitted. And this includes independent samples and also metadata review of information submitted to us.
The state is working on the most vulnerable sites to address the issues, though I can't tell you if that means if the state will be doing the resampling or if another third party, because all that is under investigation and the commission would only say so much currently so far. I will say, in Weld County, even though the state knew about this in July, Jason Maxey wasn't too bothered that he didn't find out in July. He just thought he should know before last week when it became public. And he still doesn't know any of the 350 sites, and I feel like that's something the state has to know by now.
I feel like so many of our conversations, Marshall, lately have come down to this issue, whether you're talking about the various kinds of fakery that we've outlined, or you're talking about like the leak of voting system passwords by the Secretary of State's office. There's issues. There's always going to be issues that happen anytime that humans are involved in processes. But when do the people involved get to find out? How are they told? That matters a lot.
So this was July, and we find out in almost end of November. The Secretary of State thing, that was about a week after it was known. The water sampling, February, and it was broke this month. Yeah, it's like that time frame that has gone by. It's okay to say we need to be transparent, but if you've known for months, I don't know that you can say you're being transparent when it took X amount of time to finally let it become public. And I understand you have to figure out how widespread the issue is, but something's dangling out there, and you should at least tell the public what you know at the time, that you can at least say, this is happening, we're looking into the rest, and we'll update you later.
Don't like the dangle. That's no good. Marshall Zellinger, thank you.